Morning, how we doing?
Good. What did you think about what you saw from the guys yesterday?
It was good. You know, they've obviously had a really good summer with Frank and his staff, and it was good for us just to get back out in the field. Almost everybody except for one kid I think is limited right now, but we're still in helmets, so it was just fun to get back out in the field.
How much further along do you think the guys who are here in the spring are based on those workouts that they had?
I would say obviously a lot, because you know the young freshmen coming in haven't had any chance to ever sit in a full meeting with us, ever be on the field watching us how we do things, so that you can tell the difference between the kids that just got here. They're still trying to figure out when the whistle blows, where do they go. They're trying to, where is my position coach, where is he? So but that's happens everywhere. So
you have kind of a QB pecking order right now?
No, it's wide open. It wasn't there was nothing really solidified in the spring, so it's wide open right now, and we've added 3 new guys to the mix. So we'll see what happens.
So how do you divvy up first and second team reps?
Doesn't matter. I mean, in some of our drills, we're doing 2-spot drills, so there's the same drills going on 2 fields. So we're trying to get maximum reps for everybody. So Coach Bible just said, you 3 go there, you 3 go there. So because it's all on film, so when we get a chance to see it on film, we'll start to make evaluations. But we're one day in. We're a ways away. So.
Right, because you said you're just in helmets and I guess shorts. Is it make it this kind of period? You're not really evaluating as much as you would?
No, we evaluate everything.
Oh, you do?
We evaluate how they eat. We evaluate how they walk up and down stairs. We will evaluate everything. So, we've got a big decision to make. So everything is factored into this and everything they do. So we don't look at it and just say, we're not. Wait till we get the pads, because then we don't have that luxury right now. So it's a thorough evaluation, and as we tell our players and everything, they do that. Everything is an evaluation. So. We've always been that way, and that doesn't just go for the quarterback position. That goes for every position. So.
When would you like to decide on a starter by?
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to decide on a starter by yesterday, to be honest with you, but I don't have control over it. It has to happen organically and authentically. So I don't think you can just say, hey, it's going to be this, because maybe the players don't feel that way. You know what I mean? Every time I've been in one of these in a quarterback competition, usually the decision is made for you, and when you make it, everybody's like, yeah, that's the guy who played the best over the course of time. So.
First day seeing Dorian Thompson-Robinson, was that pretty much what you were expecting, having recruited
Well,
him?
I didn't have any expectations, so I think sometimes you don't help yourself at all ever putting expectations on. I expect to see this or expect to see that, but he's really athletic, he's smart, he throws a really good ball, so I was really pleased with what I saw yesterday, but I didn't have any expectations going in. So.
Lots been written about your quarterbacks making quick, decisive decisions while running the offense. How important is that?
You know what? That is not just us. That is every person that's ever played quarterback in the history of the game. That you have to be great at processing things, and the guys who are the best at the position are great. They have rapid cognition in everything that they do. So whether it's Drew Brees or one of our guys or a kid at the high school level, if you're a slow blinker, quarterback's probably not the position for you.
Getting your first glimpse of Casimir Allen, how did he look in his first day?
He looked good, again, no expectations, but the young guys, the one thing that was impressive on day one, they were sharp. There weren't a lot of mental mistakes. Now, obviously, our installs in terms of what we ask on day one from those guys is, we didn't put the whole offense in. We segment everything, and it's the same way with the upper class guys. They're hearing it again for probably the 15th time, but yet. These were the only plays that were in yesterday. We add today, and then we keep adding. Usually what happens with the freshmen is first couple of days they're good. When you keep adding things on top, that's when all of a sudden they become overcome by events a little bit. So, but for day one, I thought both Kaz and Martell did a really nice job.
The grad transfer thing is a little bit different since the last time you were in college. How did you navigate kind of figuring out how to find the correct grad transfer?
Well, we don't go like, hey, this is how we're going to navigate this. Is the first thing you do, depending on what university you're at, is what is your graduate admissions process like? And so obviously here it's pretty difficult. So there's a lot of times people reach out, but when you get a transcript, you say we just can't get you. That's not a kid that would be a candidate to be admitted here. So it's the same process we do with the undergraduates. Is the first thing we look at for everybody is an academic profile to see if he's in the ballpark. Because sometimes we don't want to waste our time, but we also don't want to waste the student athlete's time, because if you go down the road and visit with them, an official visit and all those other things, and then the kid can't get into school, then you wasted both the student's time and your time. So the biggest process for us in the grad transfer, same as it is for the undergrad transfer, is who's admittable from our standards here at UCLA.
Have you determined any red shirts getting a scholarship for the year?
No, the only player that earned a scholarship, not get a scholarship, but earned a scholarship is Josh Kelly. He's done an unbelievable job for us, and everything you want in a student athlete, and is going to see significant playing time for us, I hope, if he can stay healthy. So Josh is the only young man that's earned a scholarship since we've been here. And obviously Christian Pabico when we first got here, but it was to make sure that Christian came back for his 5th year so that we could have him. He was a really good receiver for us last year, and is really one of the leaders of that group. So Christian was put on right when we got here. I wanted to make sure that Christian stayed and came back for his 5th year, and then Josh earned one since he was here.
Was Josh just told of that recently?
Yeah, we told him the other day.
Caleb Wilson coming back from that injury. He's got great hands, but he's got kind of a funky running motion. Have you got an idea of what makes him
funky?
Yeah, a little bit.
He gets from point. If you get from point A to point B, I don't care how you get there. So,
okay,
he's been good so far. You know, again, this is day one, right? Because he didn't. Him, Josh Woods, Jalen Phillips are 3 guys that we really wanted to get some eyes on that didn't participate because of injuries in the springtime. So,
you have an idea what makes Caleb such an effective receiver? I know you didn't have him, but he was among the leading receivers in the country last year.
I know that. I'd have to get a chance to really work with him to get into the specifics of it. But we're just happy that he's back.
Mafi's injury, is that something that's going to keep him
He's just limited right now. No, he was going through drills, but we're just kind of, what's the best way to say, put him on a pitch count. You know, I don't think we want to throw him in. We just want to make sure that, because we haven't seen him, you know, and how he responds to what's day one like to day 2. How does he respond? Is there any residuals from it? But he was good yesterday, but he's the one guy that right now there's a little bit limited.
Is that an old high school injury?
Yeah, he had an injury during his senior year of high school.
Okay. What's your philosophy on closing the practices this camp?
We're getting ready to play a game. So there's a lot of access around here, unfortunately, but when you have a school that's in a city, and I think they did an unbelievable job of fitting this building in here, but we're getting ready to play a game, so we don't want people watching us play until we play Cincinnati. Kind of the way it is almost everywhere, to be honest with you. But you guys are open for the first 20 every day because we got to get B-roll. I learned that in my media day. So,
what's your philosophy on playing multiple quarterbacks in a game?
My philosophy?
Yeah, like would you
I don't
go
have
for
a philosophy.
Would you go for
my philosophy is to try to win. So whoever gives us a chance to win. If it means we got to play 7 quarterbacks, then I'll play 7. If it means we play 1, we play 1. But I don't have a philosophy on that.
Have you ever used two guys in a game?
I've used 2 guys in a game before. So it just who merits playing time and where are we most comfortable doing, you know. So sometimes I've used more than 2 in a game, and because I didn't have a choice. Because that kid got knocked out, and then that kid got knocked out, so then we got to put the next kid in. So.
Other than injuries,
would you
go into a game planning to use
I'll
2
go
guys?
with whoever gives us the best chance to win. So we're not, you can't talk in absolutes and say, we're going to play this one guy because our rule is we only play one guy. Well, if the one guy goes out and throws 4 interceptions in the first 4 passes, you may want to rethink that, you know what I mean?
No, but if you ever plan to use multiple quarterbacks
Yeah,
in a game.
because we don't have anybody ready to play a full game. Yeah, so I've done it before.